And so, Karen, how common is this?
We don't actually know how common it is because all we see is the symptoms. So someone has put it in association, I think, in retrospect, that it's actually commoner than we think. We get a lot of dogs coming in seizuring or ill, and we have no explanation. So Sarah, thankfully, has actually identified that, you know, the pet caddy and the mould associated with the cause, which is something we don't usually have the knowledge of. So we just treat the symptoms.
And what is the treatment? I'm assuming it depends on the amount that's been eaten.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in this case, poor little Dexter, because he licked the caddy, licked the mould out, he got a massive dose, a massive overdose, where I think normally on bread there's some mould which can do some harm, but not nearly as much. And we've had cases where dogs have eaten mouldy bread, and the other case that we see fairly regularly is dogs who eat mouldy bird seed, because we've let it accumulate underneath the bird feeders, and the dogs go along munching within 24 hours.
Yeah. So what also is frightening about this story is that now that it's been brought to light, this could happen in children or vulnerable people. I mean, that's really scary.
Yeah, potentially. It's extremely rare for people to come to significant harm from eating mould. I mean, funguses are all around us, moulds are all around us. There are some harmless ones, mouldy cheese, for example. You can eat that and you're fine. There are harmful ones as well. You know, certain moulds that grow in things like nuts can produce specific toxins, and those toxins can be harmful to health. Mycotoxins, aflatoxins, that sort of thing. Now, the problem is, lots of people say, well, can I eat mouldy food or not? Now, well, trying to be as pragmatic as possible. If you do happen to ingest a bit of mouldy food, you're probably going to be okay. As a human, animals, it might be ever so slightly different. But the problem is when you've got mouldy food in front of you, you don't know whether the mould that's on there is one of the harmful ones, how deep it goes into the food, how much toxin it's produced, if anything. So, obviously, if you're a child, if you've got a problem with your immune system, if you're pregnant, you're at greater risk from probably a lower dose than anybody else would be.
If you look in the bread bin and you've got the top slice has just got one little bit of green on it, and you pinch that off and think, I'm sure that'll be fine.
So the general advice is, when you've got solid foods like hard cheeses and things like that, then actually you could cut the mould off, leave a section of normal cheese in between, and it's fine because the mould will struggle to get into the cheese. You're probably going to be okay with that, but with soft foods, with breads, any food that you don't know how far it's extended, you're probably better off throwing it away and not giving it to your children, definitely not giving it to your pets.
Yes, a very different story for your pets.
Yeah, very different. So the pets are a lot more vulnerable because particularly dogs are so much more indiscriminate on what they eat. You know, they love the mouldy stuff. It's interesting. It smells great. They'll go straight to it. Thankfully, cats are more discriminate. They won't, which is a real blessing.
But it would still affect them if they did.
Yeah, if they did, they would, absolutely. So one of the big problems we get is people cut off the mouldy cheese and give it to their pets because they think they're giving a treat, don't they? Think, oh, it'll be fine. So
and it's the worst thing you can do.
The good stuff, give their pets the bad stuff.
It's an important message, and I'm really sorry that your terrible story had to highlight it.
So sad.
Thank you.
So sad. Thank you. Thank you.